So it looks like our government is in the kidnapping business, man. So we done went from Ukraine, Palestine, the Epstein files, back to Palestine, hating the Muslims. Then it was Nigeria for a second. Oh yeah, Iran. I forgot about Iran, you know. Then to Venezuela. And so they ran up in Venezuela, special ops. And they captured Maduro and his wife, their president, and bring them up on drug trafficking charges. You can't make this up, man. So I'm ready to see this evidence, man, that they got on this man. This man is a sitting president, man, in another country. But they're not gonna run up in China and do that. They're not gonna run up in North Korea. They're committing crimes, right? Allegedly, to their people. They ain't gonna do shit to them. And they're not gonna run up in Russia. As much as you guys push Putin to be the enemy, right? They ain't gonna run up in there. So they pick these weaker countries that they know don't have the military or the weapons to really, fend them off. I remember the United States, we got the strongest military and probably the most weapons in the world. And, so that's a deterrence right there for anybody to want to really challenge the U.S. But, I just gotta, I don't know, I don't like the bullying, man. But you gotta understand, this country is crashing out, man. And I feel like this shit is gonna crash out bad, man. And we the ones that's gonna suffer, man. The people, man. One, we're creating enemies around the world. And then we sit back and wonder why people chant things like, death to our country and things like that. And the fucked up shit is, right, the fucking people here don't even like what the fucking government is doing. People protest, I don't know how much more vocal we can be. And you think the government give a fuck? They don't give a fuck what we think or say. They continue to do what they do. And, continue to, tell us it's in our best interest. And, our best interest is somebody's downfall. And it's like, it's really bad, man. And I'm just, because, I got kids and majority of people have kids, and you don't want your kids growing up in a captive state or growing up in some type of desolate situation, some Terminator type situation in the future. You know what I mean? Like, because we done got into so much conflicts. One, I think we gonna crash out on each other. And I think, I think it's gonna be a lot of internal shit, because that's usually how countries implode. And it's like, damn, but you gotta follow the money. And when you look at the reasons, from what I was watching with the Young Turks and what's my man name? Geographic, Political, Economics. I believe that's the channel. You know what I mean? But they had they made some good takes, man. And some of those takes, I thought about, and it's like, yeah, you gotta follow the money, man. Gotta follow the bag, B. Like, because the bag is what this shit is about, man. Always, man. Our government works for, they don't work for us. Like, they're working for their own interests. That movie, I forgot it just came out, man. Spoke about it too in one of my videos. I forgot the name of the shit. I should have looked it up earlier, but that movie that I told you, when shit start popping off, all they did was warn each other. They warned their family, their immediate family. They never warned the public in that video. When the nuke hit or was coming for Chicago, they never warned the people, man. They only called their loved ones, hey, get low, get out of town, do what you gotta do. This shit coming. Pause. And they ain't warning the people, man. They didn't tell us shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was, I forgot the name of the movie, man. It is on Netflix. It's it just came out, I'll say about 2 or 3 months ago. Probably, yeah, a couple of months ago it came out, and I was watching it, and it was about like this, somebody detonated a nuke, and they didn't know where it was coming from. They knew where it was coming from, but they didn't know who set it off, and they couldn't stop it from hitting Chicago. They tried to shoot it out the sky, that failed. Our defenses, they were trying to pretty much say was like, it's 50-50, man. And they even talked about the movie on, some of these news channels. Somebody, they had, the director, and they had a couple of national security people, and they actually spoke about that movie. I forgot the name of that shit, man. But yeah, man. Yo, this shit is scary out here, man. We create majority, like, we got like at least what? I know we got more than 20, 30 countries under sanctions, man. So you gotta understand, dollar losing purchasing power. They had, in order for the United States to keep their reserve currency, they're gonna without nothing backing that dollar, like the debts that people are buying and things like that. They, there's, you know what I'm saying, like the dollar's losing its value. So they gotta gain control of these countries, because it's like, all right, people don't want to trade with the dollar, because, you know what I'm saying, like, it's becoming harder to trade with it. Other countries want to trade and use different currencies. And when you got some of these countries that, have a lot of resources and they don't want to trade with us, that's a problem. And when you look at like countries like Iran, Iraq, Palestine, Argentina, Venezuela, there's a lot of natural resources there. And if those countries don't have our best interests and they're trying to move away from using the dollar, then why not let us swoop in, control the oil, control their resources, and keep all that stuff out of the hands of countries like China and Russia, who want to dethrone the United States as being the reserve currencies. And the United States, they use Israel. Israel uses the United States, right? But I think, just my opinion, the United States uses and planted Israel there as our eyes and ears in that Middle East, and as a security blanket, to the Middle East, to keep that region, in check, and to also have an ally there. Although, they got their little bases here and there out there, but they know that in majority places they're not wanted. And, Israel is the eyes and ears and of the United States there, man. And you know they need to be able to defend themselves, allegedly, right? Or they're not going to exist. And these countries know that. So, but the United States, the United States keeps backing them. They're not going to not back Israel because Israel, if Israel falls, we're going to lose control of that region. That was the whole point of getting rid of the Ottoman Empire in the first place, right? They needed control of that region. If the Ottomans are still around, they don't control that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's what that was about with the Ottoman Empire, getting them out the way and then, setting up shop. Sorry. With the, with these Muslim countries to get the oil, get them down, get them selling their resources to us and let us protect them. And, we lie to them and say, hey, yeah, we're going to be your partners and all this shit. And we're going to protect you guys and give you weapons and money. And you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we over there taking everybody's shit, man. Then meanwhile, you say, damn, I don't like what's going on around here, I want to get this, I want that. I want to expand, I want to do this. And they're like, nah, can't expand. Can't do this, you can't do that. None of that's happening. You know what I'm saying? They try to backdoor. Cool. Regime change. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully people wake up, get out of their blind hate, rage, right? That shit is like, it's like these people see red with hate. And open your eyes and see what's going on. And see why these countries are really upset at the United States, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for them to just do that on a national stage, disregard international laws and things like that, and just disregard what the people want here in their own country, they obviously it's showing you they serving their own interests, and they're putting us at risk. They're putting our kids at risk that go fight. I got family members, and I met a real good dude who came home out the military, man. We was chopping it the other day, and real good dude, man. And like I said, I got family in the military, and it's like, damn, man, to see that shit and see these people, these are most of these people wouldn't even get in a fucking fist fight, man. And they're fucking directing wars. Like, you got this Lindsey Graham cat. So you see his eyes just see red, man. You know what I'm saying? You can just see the evil in his eyes, man. He just wants war and spits hateful rhetorics, and see they create narratives, right? And they create, this is psychological too. They create ways of thinking that just push hate, right? And so now what happens is they start campaigning on these things. This is how they get in power. And until we realize, right, when we watching people get in power and watch their net worth skyrocket, quadruple, they living in their nice houses and their kids, and they got generational wealth, and we're out here struggling. Everybody that's seeing red and angry at the black man, angry at the South American people, angry at the Central American people, you're angry at the Mexicans, you're angry at the Africans are angry at the blacks are angry at the Mexicans and the Africans, and everybody's angry at each other. And these people get to go home, sleep good, send our kids to fight, got us going back and forth with each other, creating all these different views, right? And all we're doing is separating each other, man. So when does it end? When do we stop seeing red, right? And start seeing humanity? And, I'm going to get more into this again. But we need to start seeing humanity, man. And, come on, man. This is scary, man. Because now what? Then you got this oligarch cat, right? Or whatever the hell, he's some billionaire dude from another country telling reporters from our country that they should, control free speech. How do you control free? Come on, man. Like, this man's not even from here, man. Why is these people feeling comfortable to talk about the laws here? So we got to be careful that the shit don't trickle down to us, too. Because we can be next, man. It's just like somebody being homeless, man. Fam, you can be next. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can be a fire away or any kind of business deal. Anything can go wrong in a situation where you can be out on the street, man. And it can be us, man. We can be people that be captive in our own homes, man. You know what I'm saying? Or, worse come to worse. Shit start popping off around the world. And we're public enemy number one. And now we're isolated, man. This shit is scary, man. Like I said, our kids are having to fight this battle. Our troops are fighting this battle, man. And they're not doing it for the right reasons, man. They're doing it for these people's personal gain. And, I would love to see, some orders be refused, but everybody hands in that cookie jar, man. And they ain't taking their hand out. So, we don't have to roll with the punches, man. Rent out of control. Food prices out of control. Your gas is probably gonna be out of control. Just the cost of living period is out of control. And we're running around, I hate you, and I hate the immigrants, and I'm ready to fight, I'm ready for war, I'm ready for civil war. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us, man? I seen a video, you got a bunch of white people punching themselves in the face, telling I'm ready, I'm fucking ready, and it's like some civil war type shit. Like, what's wrong with y'all, man? We're not the enemies, man. Fucked up shit is, man, most Americans just want to get up, go to work, go home, take care of their families, man. Have some money, do nice things with their kids and their families. Most of us can't even do that shit. Most of us is out here working 2 jobs. And the ones that ain't got to sit down and make a decision like, yo, damn, should I pay my rent this week or wait for the next check? Because if I pay my rent, I might have $500 in my name. Then I got a phone bill to pay, cable bill. People are fucked up out here. And you got these stupid, hateful people that just see red. All they see is fucking red, man, and hate, man. And then they'll sit there and call themselves Christians and holy people and shit like that, man. The fuck is wrong with these people, man? Like, come on, man. They don't get up and go to church on Sunday, right? But then you preach hate throughout the fucking week. But on Sunday, it's okay, right? Get the fuck out of here with that, man. Like, we gotta wake up, man. Come together. We're not the enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man, y'all voted this guy. I told y'all, man. It ain't just him. It's them niggas around him, man. Nobody listened. There's an audience to myself anyway, but nobody listened, man. Look who's around him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a convicted felon in the office, so what do you expect? But, like I said, if we don't start sticking together and stop finger pointing, man, then we're going to lose. And we're going to be really, this is going to get nasty, man. This is really going to get nasty out here, man. And, like I said, a lot of these countries, you follow the money, a lot of these countries are trying to get away from the dollar. And that's why the United States, when they see these little smaller countries that have influence, you know, listen, we gotta clean this up. We gotta slow this one down over here. Or he's getting influence, shut him down, lock him up, clip him. All right, interfere with their elections. Whatever it takes to control those smaller countries that they know can't defend themselves. And like I said, you got these warmongering motherfuckers, man, that ain't never had a fist fight, fam. These motherfuckers probably never had a fight in their life. They not gonna lace them up and go out there on that battlefield and fight the battle that they feel needs to be fought. They gonna send your kids out there to do that. Our troops are gonna go out there and do that. And like I said, they out there and they thinking they fighting for the right cause, man. I'm not out there with them, so I don't know what's going on in those countries, but I'm sure they see it, man. But this shit is fucked up, man. Like, yo, this shit. Anyway, man, I'll let you people go. But if this don't alarm you, I don't know, man. Shit, I don't know.